charge. You're in charge.
Coach, when you look at these games like you have tomorrow night, you know you're going to get the best shot from somebody else when a top 10 team comes into that building. How do you prepare your guys for an atmosphere like that tomorrow night?
I think you just got to understand your opponent and their mindset. You know, huge game for Central Florida. Huge opportunity for them. And anytime you got a top 10 team coming into your building, it's just a chance to get a big win. Great opportunity for the coach to build faith in his fan base. You get that type of win. So you just got to understand that as a team. For us, from my standpoint, it's the worst kind of game. You worry about these games way more than you worry about Louisville or Memphis or Connecticut, because you know your guys are going to be ready to play. You may not win, but your guys are mentally engaged. You play Louisville, Memphis, and Connecticut. They're going to be ready. This type of game is scary. We dealt with it on Saturday. We dealt with it against Houston. Houston was probably a little more fired up to play than we were. And that's this time of year, you're seeing that this go on quite a bit. Teams maybe coming out and laying an egg, so to speak. So we have to understand that Central Florida can beat us, and if we don't play well, we will get beat. And we've had a lot of talks about that.
Is that how you kind of get your guys prepared, just by sitting them down and reminding them?
Yeah, just actually just talking about it, and then really just talking about what we're trying to accomplish here with the rest of our season. Obviously, you're sitting there at 23-3. You've had a good year right now, but what are we really trying to accomplish? Are we trying to win the conference championship? Are we trying to get a big-time seed for the NCAA tournament? So we're just trying to get our mindset right that for us, the year should just be beginning. The fun should just be starting. So we should have a fresh mindset and a great attitude. The teams that should be struggling mentally are the teams that have struggled all year. But sometimes you see it the dead opposite when you really look at it, because the hungry dog gets the bone. And you got to find a way to get your mindset to where you're the hungry team.
How do you fight that complacency and mid-season and you're rolling and you think like you got it, we got this, we're on the right track, and then you get stunned.
And it happens to everybody. That's the hardest thing. It's what people don't realize, how hard it is to keep winning, because what happens is the teams you're playing are in desperation mode for a win. You got coaches trying to save their jobs. You got players playing for pride. They're tired of losing. And here you are, you might as well wear opportunity across your chest. You could take, like for us, you could take Cincinnati off our chest and just put opportunity, or an opportunity to get a big win for whoever we play. And you got to understand that. So we just spent a lot of time talking about that.
We've talked a lot about, and you have as well, with Sean, where he fits in the history of this program and everything he's accomplished. When you get to this point where he's approaching Steve Logan, he's approaching 2,000 points, is it exciting for you to watch this happen when he's getting near these kind of marks and these names?
What's funny? I don't ever even look at the numbers. Yeah. I just pray that he stays healthy and just try to keep helping him become a better player. That's my focus, just helping him become a better player, because all that'll happen. And now, any talks we have, it's about winning, and what we're trying to accomplish in March. And for us to get better, for us to do something special in March, we have got to get better as a team. Our underclassmen, our non-seniors have got to improve. And Justin's got to be a little bit more consistent. Titus got to be a little bit more consistent. And we got to get multiple contributions from our younger guys. That's what we've tried to stay focused on, because you start talking about SK's legacy. I think it's going to be pretty set in stone where he's going to be on the scoring list, but winning's really going to determine that. Winning will stamp that. If he was able to win a championship, then he would go down. If we were to win a national championship, he would go down as the second best player to ever play here because of that. And that's basically what I've told him. If not, you're going to be in a group of everybody besides the Big O. You don't ever have to worry about being the best player here. That's one pressure you'll never have. No matter what you do,
right.
We can win the whole thing. Like I said, you can win the championship and you'll go down as the second best player to ever play here. It's okay though.
Yeah.
It's not a
it's not
around here. That's a pretty high distinction.
Is it tough keeping them focused on Central Florida when everyone's so hyped up about Louisville on Saturday?
Not really for me. I think our guys, because we've had so many close calls in our league, we haven't been running around beating people by 30 and 40. So I think our guys understand that we could get beat Wednesday. and Central Florida's a tough game on the road. And I think the Houston game being close and having to play the way we did down the stretch helped us with that. And like I said, before that, we've just had a lot of close calls. So I would hope not. If that's the case, we're going to be in trouble Wednesday.
You talk about having a fresh mindset. Did that week off last week, are you seeing where that maybe kind of reset everybody and gave them a couple days, and at least in terms of practice and being
so.
fresh?
I try to use it as a time to get rest. My philosophy is to try to win, but not. You don't want to run your best race before the Derby, so to speak. So hoping that we can keep winning, but hit our peak form come March from a conditioning standpoint. Like I've said all year, especially our seniors, they've logged a lot of miles. So they're, keeping them fresh is a concern for me. Right now, I'm trying to really focus on the underclassmen. Just the older guys, it's their mental state, and the underclassmen just got to keep developing them. That's the big key. They got to develop, because we're going to have to get contributions to do something special from a multitude of people. Like you sit there and say, well, they're your best wins of the year, and you look at different guys stepped up, but it just wasn't SK and Justin. So you got to keep working with those guys. That's the key in those breaks. And we got another one next week as well. So you just got to keep working with your freshman guys, because we're going to need those. And then Shaq and Jermaine and G. Those 6 guys improving and being more consistent, I think for us is going to really determine our fate. I'm pretty confident when the chips are down in our defense, but we just got to be able to get some baskets and some playmaking from those guys.
How do you break through the freshman wall? Or for Shaq, a guy like Shaq, that this is his first time really being heavily involved?
Yeah, you know what? It's just it's like raising kids. Until they mature, it's not going to happen. And I say where they're focused every day as a player. Like for Shaq Thomas, it's got to be an all the time thing for him. The problem is your personality carries over, and when you're so laid back and everything's funny and you're such a nice guy, you can't be that way between the lines. When guys at our level are trying to rip your head off. I mean, everybody's trying to get a win. Like I said, kids are playing for pride. You got guys trying to make the NBA, guys trying to make it to Europe. You can't go around having fun while you play. You got to have a mindset of you're trying to rip the other guy's head off. You're trying to do what SK does every play, and Justin. So it's a process for Shaq. I put a no laughing rule in on him. He's not allowed to laugh. From the time we start stretching, if he laughs, he's in trouble. I yell at him. As funny as that sounds, I really have done it.
What's the punishment?
Could be a multitude of things. All legal.
Yeah, sure. Has he broken it yet?
Yes.
All very pleasant.
Yes. There's a treadmill right behind you.
Right.
I have a strength coach that really likes to do legal but unusual things.
Coach, with all the
with heavy ropes
you guys have had recently, of course, the talk of you and your future with the university and jobs elsewhere and all that comes up, and then is that a distraction for you, or do you just kind of try to put it out of your mind? How do you deal with that? And is there anything you could say today about?
I'm not easily distracted, because I don't really talk to anybody during the season. I have a very small circle. Mm-hmm. And you work your whole life to be in the position we're in right now. I got a senior laden team. They deserve all my attention. But in our business, if you're easily distracted as a head coach, you're in trouble. Seriously, it'll get you. Whether the noise is contract stuff, or if you're struggling and people are maybe calling for them to revoke your contract, you just can't. You got to ignore all that stuff. For me, I'm really good at that.
Talk a little bit about that.
I got weaknesses, but that's not one of them. I'm really, really good at that.
Talk a little bit about that relationship with Santa Ono that's kind of changed since with Babcock left.
Well, when you lose your, I lost Bob Arkelpane, who was my sport oversight, my close friend. I've been here since I've been here for 8 years, and then a month later, I lost Whit Babcock. I'm sitting in the office twiddling my thumbs, wondering who's running things around here. So it was good. It was good though, because what happened when President Ono got promoted. It was his first time being a president. so we talked a little bit then, but he's been on a whirlwind situation for a couple of years. And it was good, just, time for us to just talk, about him letting me know, hey, don't panic, I'm going to get you a new AD, everything will be okay. And so we're talking about our arena, our locker rooms, we're the future of our athletic department, all that type of stuff.
Exciting time.
Well, for me, it's an exciting time. I think it's a challenging time for President Ono, now Mike Bone, obviously. I don't think there's any question. You get the conference situation where we're not getting all the money, and that for those guys is a lot of stress. That one doesn't fall in my court. I just worry about coaching basketball.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.